everybody. Welcome to another Group Read Season 2. I am Josh Groblowski. I shouldn't probably give my full name. I'm just going to give everybody's first name. We have Mike.
Thank you.
Mike.
Hi, I'm here. Hi, Josh.
Group Read is such a big deal now. You need to maintain that anonymity, you know?
I know, because we have all of 3 followers. Also,
Half of them are actually online tonight.
Clayton, you should actually broadcast, you should text that person that you're talking to about these things.
I think I'll just leave this to the imagination.
Oh, really? Well, I might just copy a link of some kind. So we got the trophies up. What am I talking about? I'm sorry. I need to relax here. Let's just calm down. Let's get a grip.
Yeah, man. You're throwing my groove off, man.
Gentlemen, welcome to welcome to Group Read Season 2, Episode 2, Die Hard Part 2, but not Die Hard 2. If that's not confusing enough, this is part 2 of the first movie. If you're a little confused by this, you must have never seen Star Wars. We went 4, 5, 6, 1, 2, 3, 7, 8, 7 Rogue One 8, which is 3.5. Okay. And then Clayton watched all the Star Wars out of order, which was what order you watched them in? Like 1, 5, 6, 3, 2, 4.
Yeah, 1, 5, 6, 3, 2,
Oh my word.
4.
Yeah, ended with the first one. So, ladies and gentlemen, if you're not confused already, you will be by the end of this program. And if you're wondering what we have today, what wonderful vista do we have today, Mike, that we're broadcasting out of? Are we broadcasting from the Dark Souls platform?
Oh, you better believe we are.
What are we looking at here, Mike? Tell the audience what we're looking at.
You'll probably be watching the screen for the next God knows how long from Firelink Shrine of Dark Souls 3.
Firelink Shrine of Dark Souls 3. That's what it looks like after you beat the game, ladies and gentlemen, because that's what we just did. You should go check out that game. It is not free, but it is an awesome game.
You're right.
And it is well worth your time.
That's exactly what we're going to broadcast.
But that's not why you're here. You are here because you accidentally stumbled upon this at 3:50 a.m. and you're like, what am I listening to? Or you're actually intrigued by the concept of, listening to a bunch of people butcher Die Hard, which is why we are here. So we're going to continue our repertoire. Today we have to say goodbye to our guest host / fellow member, Quasi Aaron, is not with us today, but he might join us at a future date. Mara, is that possible?
Yeah, that's definitely a possibility.
That's definitely a possibility. I love that. That's such an answer of like perhaps you over everyone. I say that to people just so you know, ladies and gentlemen. If you ever are wondering, just always say that's a definite possibility, because in that way, if you decide not to do it, you're like, oh well, I didn't say it was
It's a very
definite.
positive non-committal.
Thank you. That's very aptly stated.
You've just witnessed the definition of passive.
Yes, or aggressive passivity.
Oh, I see what you did there.
We are on Scene 77 if you follow us. If you are the kind of person who likes your history, no, I'm kidding, that's a hardcore history thing. But if you're like the kind of person that likes to hear the whole story from the very beginning, obviously, listen to the first part of this, you lunkhead. But we're just going to pick up from Scene 77. Oh, I'm hearing Firelink Shrine music. you gotta switch the area, bro. I'm hearing like pianos, and this is not going to be conducive to the Die Hard experience for these people. So
if we must have music, it needs to be off-key Christmas tunes.
Or the Ninth Symphony of Beethoven, Fourth Movement, which is also very
Yippee-ki-yay, my friends! Oh.
My friends, I love the PG element that we're bringing to this show.
Yep.
Okay, so we're on Scene 77. Just so you guys know, the lead, John McClane, is being played by Mike.
Oh, thought you'd pull a fast one, a New York kid who became a New York cop.
And we have Mare playing the part of Holly McClane, also Hollis, also the henchman, and perhaps the kindly, portly black cop.
Yes.
You're playing the portly black cop from Family Matters and Holly McClone. And then also Hollis, the guy who is like kind of the underling of Nakatomi that is kind of a moron. You're also playing him.
I'm playing Holly McClane, Hollis and the henchmen, so all the H
No,
guys, right?
That seems a bit excessive. I'm sorry. You're right. We should give you a.
I can be the Family Matters cop.
Who?
Wait.
Yes, you should.
Wait.
Okay.
Josh should be
plan.
Josh should be the Family Matter guy. Josh needs a character.
No. I'm totally fine. I have Argyle. Argyle is the best character in the whole movie, and I'm totally fine with playing him.
Okay.
And yeah, Clayton, you be the portly cop, and then Mary, you be Hollis and Holly, and any henchmen. So anything with an H, that's you. And then,
Except for Hans.
Remind me who Hollis is again? Who is Hollis?
Hollis is the yuppie 35-year-old that is after Holly, but not,
Oh, the sleazy guy.
Yeah.
the sleazy guy.
That's
Yeah.
not long for this movie.
Baby
Go
wants
ahead.
to bartend.
Spoiler alert! Spoiler alert! All right, scene 77. We're picking it up. They just invaded everything, just so all y'all know. And mark this time so that we can come back to it. And interior Nakatomi ground floor operations room, same. A fire alarm indicator light showing which floor has sounded the fire alarm suddenly begins flashing, emitting short, loud beeps. Who's doing sound effects?
Beep. Beep.
There we go.
Yeah.
Eddie, the terrorist in the guard's uniform and manning the station, immediately picks up his CB. McLean stands at windows, lacking northbound and fire trucks. Suddenly we see the flashing red lights as 4 engines in the traffic 2 miles away.
That's actually pretty good. Oh, come on, baby, come to Papa. I'm gonna kiss your Dalmatian.
Interior serves this elevator on Hans, same. He rides the elevator back to the 30th floor with Tony.
Call 911, give them the name and the badge number on your uniforms, and cancel the fire alarms and disable the system. Eddie, what floor does the alarm go off?
Machine floor 76A. They've heard the alarm here too. Heinrich, Marco, and Uli hear the alarm and continue their mysterious work. Unfinished floor same. McLean stands silhouetted against the window. In the distance, he can see another fire truck swing off Santa Monica onto Avenue of the Stars. Suddenly, the red light on the first truck goes out. Then on the second, McLean watches in disbelief. The trucks slow and turn down separate side streets, heading for home.
Son of a gun.
Just then, the elevator bell rings. And we hear the elevator doors open. A figure, there it is. A figure, Tony, slips into the shadows, his machine gun drawn. On McLean, there's a giant fight. He's under his desk, he takes in his options. Then Tony moves steadily across the area where he saw McLean, but now McLean is no longer there, and Tony knows that McLean's there. And now Tony's talking to McLean, but he can't see McLean, and that's where we are. When the henchman, Tony, played by none other than Mary, speaks and says... Tony, that's... Yeah.
Scene 82?
Oh, sorry. Fire's been called off, my friend. No one's coming to help you. You might as well come out and hold the others. I promise not to hurt you.
Moving more confidently, he steps to McLean's desk, then rounds it and fires a blast into the space. It's empty. As the sound of the machine gun fades, he listens and hears another sound. A noise coming up from the other end of the room near the cubicles. Tony heads toward the noise, sensing a trap. He moves past each cubicle, carefully checking each office until he reaches the doorway at the last one. The sound is just around the partition. He tenses, then spins into the cubicle. A radial arm saw spins noisily. Tony grins at his nervousness. He moves to turn it off, not realizing that the sound has buried the soft rustle of McLean, who steps into frame. McLean shoves his pistol barrel against Tony's temple.
Freeze, police, don't move or name your beneficiary.
Tony doesn't. McLean cocks his Beretta. Tony watches calmly.
You won't hurt me.
Yeah, why not?
Because you're a policeman. There are rules for policemen.
Yeah, my captain keeps telling me the same thing.
McLean suddenly pistol whips Tony across the head. Tony reels and swallows, worried for the first time.
Let's go.
Suddenly, Tony spins to the side. McLean fires. It's a huge fight. Everything's happening. Blah, 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 blah. Tony finally. So here's what happens. McLean beats him, and Tony picks up Tony's CB radio, and now McLean has a CB radio. And but Pan from Tony's now shoeless feet, dead shoeless feet because McClane killed him, who sits on the floor near the body, hurriedly lacing up the dead terrorist's boots on his own feet. He ties the last lace and tries to take a couple of steps. He winces in pain, goes off balance. Quickly, he starts taking the boots off.
1,000,000 terrorists in the world, and I kill one with feet smaller than my sister.
He yanks off the boots and tosses them into the garbage. Then he pulls the body up and sets it on his secretary's chair. He starts to push it along when he gets an idea and moves to the desk, 86A, where he scribbles a note we cannot read on a piece of paper. Then his eyes fall on some X-Mix decorations nearby. He smiles to himself. In the elevator, unfinished floor, tight on McClane's back as he pushes Tony's body on swivel chair into the elevator. We notice he's got the dead man's machine gun and that a wooden desk ruler protrudes from McClane's back pocket. The elevator doors close and the car starts down. After it's dropped only half a floor, McClane forces the doors open with his fingers, stopping the car leaving floors. Using the ruler, he blocks open one of the inside doors. The hostages have been gathered together in a group in the center of the open floor, guards flanking them. The elevators are barely visible from the edge of the group as of where Ginny and Holly are sitting. Ginny winces.
Oh.
Who's Ginny?
I'll be Jenny, unless anybody wants
Okay, you gotta be high. No,
Nope.
give it. Yeah.
Nope.
Give it to somebody with a high voice. Yeah.
Nope.
Any one of you guys, take it. Ginny Winch is uncomfortable on the floor. Holly soothes
Wait,
her.
I got this.
Attaboy. See, you need confidence. Confidence plays Ginny. Han stands in front of them like a stern camp counselor in front of the assembled bunk.
I wanted this to be professional, efficient, adult, cooperative. Not a lot to ask. Alas, your Mr. Takagi did not see it that way. So he won't be joining us for the rest of his life. We are prepared to go any way you make it. When we have achieved our aims, you can walk out of here or be carried out. Decide now, each of you. But remember that we have planned everything to the last detail. We are completely in charge.
Ding. A ding attracts his attention. He turns. The elevator doors open and Fritz, guarding the area, whirls, gun held ready. His jaw drops as he sees Tony's body, still and dead, flop in a swivel chair, a red Santa hat gaily placed upon his head. Hans reacts.
Get some over there, schnell!
The guards quickly hustle the hostages away as Hans crosses the elevator, but before sees the body and reacts. Holly sees the body and reacts. My bad. She knows her husband's abilities, not to mention his twisted sense of humor. As Fritz stands there, confused, Hans comes to the elevator with Franco, lifts Tony's chin and sees that his neck has been snapped. He sees a folded piece of paper in Tony's collar, takes it out. Insert the note.
Now, I have a machine gun. Ho.
Wait, side note, can someone be Holly? Because I can't do that, her and the husband at the same time. I just can't. I know this.
Maris Holly.
Okay,
Yeah,
thank you.
Maris Holly.
Wasn't I Holly last time in part 1?
You were Holly and Ginny, I believe. And
Yeah.
Okay.
all the H
Do you
characters.
remember what voice I did for her? Because I can't remember what I did.
I think
for
you did
her
a really
on the first.
low, raspy Trailer Park Smoker.
That was me. I just don't know.
That was you that did that?
Yeah.
That's terrible.
I'm sorry, sweetie, mom's been puffing a bit.
All right. My PC literally just froze, so somebody take over stage direction.
All right,
for a little bit.
I got Fritz until same as before, and I'll do narration.
Just go for it.
All right, it's scene 87D. As Fritz stands there confused, Hans comes to the elevator with Franco, lifts Tony's chin and sees that his neck has been snapped. He sees a folded piece of paper. All right, scene 87F. Back to Fritz. Perhaps a security guard we overlooked. Hans lifts the Tony's chin again, lets the head flop. Hans?
Oh, sorry, I'm very sorry. Security guard? They're usually tired of out old policemen growing fat on their pensions. This is something else.
Rooftop. McClane is staring through a tiny crack in the scene below him. Camera adjusts from Fritz and the bees to Hans and Franz just below. McClane is writing in his weather-beaten cop's notebook. The first notation is number of hostages, Holly plus 30. Odd. Then it says number of terrorists. As we watch, he adds 3, 1 in lobby, and 2 of hostages, plus one on 87 on the rooftop. And then we have Fritz. We have to do something, Hans.
Yes, we have to tell Carl that his brother is dead. Tell him to come down.
Now we see McLean writes, Hans, leader, Carl, brother. Do we use this? As Fritz calls Carl in his CB, Hans looks to Franco.
Franco, you and Fritz take the body upstairs and out of sight. I don't want the hostages to think too much.
Interior on top of the car, listening to the conversation below. Franco and Fritz step into the car and the doors and the elevator close. The car accelerates to upward. McLean grabs onto the heavy, grease-coated cables to keep his balance. Already his clothes are soiled. Ew. His face and feet and arms and hair are dark from dirt and sweat. It's wintertime. Why would he be sweating? He'd be freezing and dirty. Anyways, the car speeds up and the shaft passing the car, bringing Carl down to the hostage floor, stops at the machine floor. The door opens and McLean hears them roll the chair with the body off the car. McLean looks up. And there's some stuff going on. God bless. Okay, so now we see McLean. He takes out a coin, a quarter. He stops, switches to a nickel, throws it into the void. And it's a full 4 seconds until we hear a cling and bounce on the concrete floor far below. You don't have to be a mathematic whiz to know it's a long drop. McLean, holy cow. He moves cautiously around a corner. We see a metal ladder leading up to a door marked pump room. Opening the door, McLean enters a darkened, imagine that, pump room, damp and full of pipes, and goes to another door. He cracks the door and looks out. Oh God, there's so much stuff to read. Widening as a filing cabinet is flung across the floor. Doors slamming out, papers flying. Carl has done this, and he's barely started. What kind of script is this? He flings a lamp against the wall, punches a hole into the plaster. Finally, Hans goes to him, lays controlling hands on the man's shoulder. Ooh.
I know what you're feeling, but this is not productive, Carl.
I guess I'll be okay.
You were my only brother, my only family. I want blood for my blood. We search now. So, Heinrich's team must finish planting the detonators, and then CO needs time at the vault. After that, the police comes. They'll waste hours trying to negotiate. That is when we search for this man. Until then, we do not alter the plan. And if he alters it...
Oh, then we go back to the hostages. Hey, Josh, is your system still froze?
It's getting there.
Okay, no worries. They've heard the alarm. They can sense the agitation among the captors. Ellis slides over to Holly. What's happening? Was that you, Mir?
They don't look happy. Something's gone wrong.
The police?
No, you got to do both. That's both of those are Holly, or both of those are Maris.
I gotta step out. I didn't know. Sorry.
Wait. I thought Ellis was the deep smoker voice, Mike. I thought you were.
No, that was supposed to be Holly.
No, that's Ginny. That's Ginny. Remember?
Yeah.
Ginny is the deep smoker. Yep, you're both Hollis. You're both Ellis. Ellis is what I was thinking of, Hollis. So you're Ellis and Holly. You got to do both, Mare.
Oh, Hollis is Ellis. Okay.
Yes, my bad. I was thinking Hollis like Hollis Brown from the Bob Dylan song, but he's not.
Remind me who Ellis is again?
The sleazebag.
Oh, I thought it was a girl this whole time.
Alright, sorry.
No, that's Ellie from The Last of Us.
Ellis Holly.
Or Jurassic Park.
Or Jurassic Park. Episode 1.
We gotta go back to C95A. Oh,
C95A, hostages around the corner. They've heard the alarm, can see and sense the agitation among their captors. Ellis slides over to Holly.
What's happening? They don't look happy. Something's gone wrong. The police? John. John? Oh, God. He could mess this whole thing up. What does he think he's doing? How about his job?
Wow.
His job is 3,000 miles away. Without him, they might let us go. At least we have a chance. Tell that to Mr. Tagaki.
Bravo. That was very good. It's all
Nice.
to people. Exterior roof. Night. McLean climbs to the heliport and leans against the leeward side of a wall surrounding it. Wait, leeward side? What are we on?
Also,
on a ship
isn't it
now?
helipad, not heliport?
I know. What is this guy? This guy's he's like writing this on the freaking P-quad. Okay. He leans against the leeward side of the wall surrounding it. Shielded from wind, he pulls out the CV, turns to channel 9, and starts broadcasting.
Mayday, mayday, anyone, terrorists have seized the Nakatomi building and are holding 30 or more hostages. I say again.
Hans, Carl, Fritz, and Franz hear the clear signal over Hans' CV.
Unknown
number, go ahead.
Oh.
My bad.
I screwed up every script we've done. Don't feel bad. Hold on. Gotta breathe. Unknown number of terrorists, 6 or more, armed with automatic weapons at Nakatomi, Century City. Somebody answer me. Damn it!
Carl looks almost satisfied.
The roof. It is the best place to transmit.
Move. Interior, Los Angeles Emergency Dispatch Center, same. Supervisor weaves her way back from the break room toward a dispatcher who's monitoring the call.
It's the same address.
Same address as that fire signal.
False alarm. I'll head.
She plugs in her headset. Her condescending, arrogant tone is like the one in the famous tape where the dispatch lady spends so much time on red tape that the patient dies.
Attention, whoever you are, this channel reserved for emergency calls only.
No crap, lady! No crap, lady! Do I sound like I'm ordering a pizza?
Interior, service elevator on Carl, same with Franco and Fritz.
No one
Mayor.
kills him but me.
That's Mayor, that's not you. That's
No,
Mayor,
I'm
that's
Carl. I've been Carl this whole time.
No, you've been Hans.
No, I'm constant Carl.
Okay. Golly. It's an order, and the look he gives the other two backs it up. Carl checks his magazine, slaps it into his rifle as the elevator opens to the roof. McLean moves around roof, circling the helipad, making sure it's a good enough view to avoid being ambushed. He can't see in all directions at once, but he's doing the best he can.
What kind of script is this? Wow. Okay, they've already killed one hostage and they're fortifying their positions while we're crapping and talking here, lady. Now, send police back up. ASAP.
Sir, I've already told you this is a reserve channel. If this is a telephone or an emergency call, dial 911 on your telephone.
Fine.
Otherwise, I will report you to the police.
Fine, report me. Hey, come on down here and arrest me. Send the police now.
Suddenly, the machine gun shells rip into the concrete wall in front of them. The noise is deadening as we cut to the dispatcher's office. Both supervisor and dispatcher reach for their headsets in pain from the intense sound. And, running, tracer bullets rip into the wall behind him. He reaches the corner and sees the other two terrorists moving toward him. Before they see him, he leaps down to the next level, out of range of Carl. The dispatcher looks critically at the supervisor in the sudden silence.
AD, have a black and white do a drive-by.
Tight as one after another hostess Twinkie is stacked up on the counter. Camera widens and we see the young male clerk who stifles a smile. Another teenage employee behind the counter also smothers a laugh. The customer is Powell, young for a police veteran, old for the rest of the world.
I got clerk. I thought you guys just ate donuts.
Just for my wife. She's pregnant.
No, wait, Josh
If
was...
I knew she was gonna eat a dozen at the shot, I'd have bought a stock in the company.
Oh, yeah. Okay, that works. What? Dispatcher voice? Oh. Dispatch to 1 Adam 10 over.
Oh, that's me. Dispatch to 1 Adam 10 over.
Oh, grabs the radios.
1 Adam 10, go ahead.
Investigator code 2 at Nakatomi Plaza, Century City.
Nakatomi Plaza?
He moves to the door, steps outside. Exterior convenience store. Powell looks toward the horizon and up. There it is. Nakatomi in all its gleaming glory.
1 Adam 10 to your copy.
Powell is already moving toward the car. He tosses one of the Twinkies, hops behind the wheel.
Roger, dispatch. I'm on the way.
And he burns rubber leaving the store. To exterior roof on McLean Night. Running for his life from Fritz, and Franco doesn't realize he is being herded around the building toward Carl. Suddenly, McClane turns a corner and sees Carl. The big man fires a burst, and McClane ducks back, stopping at the exterior door in the pump room he used before. It is locked from the inside.
No
He blows
way.
the lock off with a burst of his machine gun and slips it into the darkness of the elevator shaft near the pump room. Coming quickly out of the pump room, McClane picks his way over the same ground as a few minutes later before and opens the door into the elevator shaft. The dimly lit shaft yawns before him. He starts down the ladder back to the catwalk, moves around it, stops. The catwalk ends, and the elevator is gone. Interior, pump room, other end. Carl starts to open the door to the elevator shaft when suddenly the radio crackles with Hans's voice.
Carl, Franco, did you catch him?
Mayor?
Oh, no, but he's in the elevator shaft.
He cannot escape. Just shut him in and return to the base. Hans, he killed my brother. I've lost his voice. This is really sad. Carl, I know you want this, but the police are probably on survey. Maybe we can convince them that it was all a mistake, but not if they hear gunshots. If you lock him in, he'll be neutralized. Now do it! Do it now, Carl! Carl!
Carl turns off his radio. In the light of their flashlights, the other two terrorists look at Carl in stunned disbelief. He opens the door to the elevator shaft. Interior elevator shaft on McClane. He's overheard enough of this to realize he's in deep you-know-what. He backtracks to the air shaft door, strikes his cigarette lighter. Out 110. Elevator shaft opposite side. Carl steps off the ladder to the catwalk, his own gun held ready. McClane, hearing Carl's approach, McClane thinks fast, looks down at the narrow confines, then at his weapon, and its canvas gunsling and metal strap slides. Quickly, McClane lets out all the slack in the sling, then he braces the weapon against the outside opening of the air shaft door and lowers himself into the air shaft. Meanwhile, holding onto the same canvas sling with his elbows bent over like a kid doing a half-ass skin the cat on a swing set. His feet slowly lift up the smoothing walls until they reach the top of the air duct and dangle the open space. He straightens his arms to give. This is getting surreal. This dialogue is taking on a quality of the surreal.
Can I just say something? When you injected that nonchalant line of Carl, well, he killed my brother, I am fighting tears laughing about that 10 minutes later. Just nailed it.
Suddenly he feels something give above him and looks up close on the sling. It was designed to carry a gun on a man, not vice versa. The few inches of extra canvas are sliding through the clips. When they're gone, he will be too. Carl moves silently toward the corner, close McClane's face, not only inches from the bottom edge. McClane's arms are fully extended now. Where the heck are my sound effects? He hears Carl on the metal catwalk. Clink, clonk, clink, clonk.
Clink, 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 clonk.
His muscles strain and quiver.
I'm so tired. Oh. Oh, for a moment there, I thought I was worried.
Muscle? Is that his bicep? Is that his bicep talking to me? One of the canvas ends slips through the clip. Falling, he grabs the ledge of the air duct as he falls, and his body slants into the aluminum wall with an echoing boom. Above him on the catwalk, the rifle rattles on the metal outside the door. Around the corridor, Carl freezes. You gotta do a freeze sound. Unsure of the sound, see? That's why it's funny. On McClane, holding onto the ledge by his hand, with every ounce of strength he tries to pull himself up into a horizontal duck climb for a hold. They fight for a while, and then he wins. McClane wins. That's what you know. Alright. I think that's a good place to stop it right there, because I feel like what do you guys think?
What do you guys... It's up to you guys.
Yeah, it works. Next week we need to start earlier, much earlier.
I say we start earlier, yeah.
Yeah.
What do you say, Mayor? What's your opinion?
Yeah, we definitely gotta start earlier because this is way too great to do in such small portions.
What did we leave off at? What number? What scene number?
We are leaving off at scene 133. And next week, ladies and gentlemen, what if we could start on Wednesday or Tuesday? How does that sound?
Tuesdays do not work for me
No.
because I have a church thing, and I have church things on Wednesday as well.
Hang on.